To all the parent, pupils, and all the teachers, and everybody that is watching us. My name is Tendai Mtawarira, aka The Beast, and today I just want to share some words with you to encourage you on your journey, to motivate you, and just obviously share a bit about my journey and what has made me successful and obviously overcome so many challenges. Yeah, firstly, I was born and raised in Zimbabwe, and I had this huge dream of playing professional rugby. And as you know, things in Zimbabwe are not going really well. So at the time, the economy was struggling, and I obviously aspired to come to South Africa and actually try and pursue this huge goal of being a pro rugby player. And it was very daunting at first. And I think I actually got a really good support system, growing up, from my family, and also from great mentors around me that always imparted great knowledge that made me the person I am today. So I went to school in Zimbabwe, and I started off at a school called Churchill, my high school, and it was there that I really discovered that I was good at rugby. And Churchill had a very strong rugby tradition, and I quickly got used to it and became a part of the culture. And when I was at the age of 15, I pretty much discovered that I was really talented in rugby, and a lot of my mentors gave me the advice to take the sport really seriously because I could really make it. And after that, I then joined another school called Peterhouse because I was in search of more opportunities. And Peterhouse has got a big international network or presence. So it was there that we came to South Africa and played a couple of schools in Durban, and I got scouted by the Sharks Academy, and they offered me a bursary to come and study and also pursue a professional rugby career. So it was probably the best decision I ever made for my career, to move schools from Churchill to Peterhouse back. I've had a lot of disappointments in my career, I can tell you that for a fact, and most of those have shaped me to actually achieve so much. So just looking down, the timeline of my career, I think in 2012, when I broke my ankle just before the Super Rugby season, that was a really tough time for me because I was in really great shape, and I just come off a really good preseason, and I was getting ready to obviously play for the Sharks in the Super Rugby. And in one of the last practices before our opening game, I got tackled by one of the extras, or the guys that were not part of the squad, and I just landed awkwardly, and then the next thing broke my ankle, and it was really disappointing because I really wanted to play, and I remember just mentally struggling to understand why I have to sit out for about 4 to 5 months and watch my mates and not be part of the fun. It was quite a tough moment for me, but I just kept on soldiering on, and I just obviously relied on my faith in a big way. And I think I obviously prayed and asked for strength because being injured as a sportsman in general is tough. When you have to sit on the sidelines and you watch your teammates doing what they love. So that was quite a tough time for me, but it was also a good time for me to grow, because when I came back, I was revitalized, I was refreshed, I was hungry, and I just came back with a new lease of life. So in a way, the injury actually worked out in my favor. So in the moment I didn't see it, but at the end, the bigger picture I could understand, because I actually came back and had one of my best seasons ever. So I just want to encourage all of you that are watching this, all the peoples, to know what you want to achieve in life. You have to set the goals and work towards them, and never let anything derail you from after achieving those goals, because I can tell you there will be distractions, there will be challenges, especially right now. We're faced with this COVID-19, and it has come and ruined a lot of things, but we can't take our eye off that final prize. We have to stay determined in everything. Will shape your characters. When you go through adversity, it will test you and it will define who you are. So you have to stay motivated, stay hungry, and keep on chasing. And yeah, so on this journey of becoming a pro rugby player, I faced a lot of adversity. At first it was obviously moving from Zimbabwe all the way across to South Africa as a young 18-year-old, and there were so many things that were waged against me, and I just had to keep fighting and keep on believing. And probably the biggest thing that made a huge difference in my life was my foundation, my faith in Jesus Christ, that strengthened me on a daily basis. There were days where I was worried about where my food is going to come from, where assistance is going to come from, because when I came here, I literally had nothing, and I just had this dream and this vision of actually, making it and changing my life and my family back at home. So there were so many great things that happened, because of my faith and and my trust. And yeah, I can tell you that so many things, so many blessings that came along this journey was because of my faith. And yeah, so those adversities that I faced early on really taught me a lot of great lessons. To be persistent, to keep on working hard, to be disciplined and to not cut corners. And I really harnessed those virtues, and they really kind of helped me to thrive. Before I knew it, I made my debut for the Sharks, and and just kept on this journey of just setting new goals and new targets. And I played 50 games for the Sharks, and then from there put another goal that I wanted to achieve, and that was to become a centurion, for the Sharks, and I achieved that in 2014. What were my emotions running onto the rugby field in my very last game for South Africa, and how were they different from the other games? Well, they're very different in a big way, because my last game was the World Cup final in Japan. I think I remember just getting goosebumps, a few days prior to that test match, and I knew that deep down that this was my last game and I was going to give it everything. But most of my teammates didn't actually know. Only my wife and my mom and dad knew about it, that I'd made that decision. So for me, I went into that game prepared to die, to get that trophy. I was highly motivated because, I think I played for the Springboks for such a long time. So this was the moment that I was searching for a very long time. So yeah, to be presented with the opportunity to play against England in the World Cup final, I realized that, and I just ran onto the field behind Sia and just ready to give my heart and everything and put my body on the line, for the country and for my teammates. And in the end, it was my finest moment. I think I played one of my best games because of my attitude. I can tell you, between those four lines, I was just in another mode. Maybe you might call it beast mode. I was just thinking about just going hard, and the English players obviously didn't expect it, or that's why we were able to dominate them so much in that final. So I'm so grateful. It was the epitome of my career, and I think a dream come true for me to finish my career in that way. But I can tell you, every single other game that I played, every other test match, I always played it like it was my last. So yeah, it's a special honor to be a Springbok. So to achieve great things, you're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. You're going to have to set your goals and work towards those goals every single day. And I can tell you for a fact, in my journey, my road to winning that World Cup last year in Japan, took a long time of goal setting, a long time of sacrifices, and eventually, I realized my ultimate dream of lifting that William Ellis Trophy in Japan. And it was my finest moment. And you can have that too. You just have to, be willing to sacrifice and work hard. And I'm sure I'm talking to peoples that are chasing dreams to become doctors, to become accountants, to become lawyers. So make sure that you work towards those goals and know what you want to become, and never let nobody tell you that you can't achieve it. So I wish you well on your journey. God bless and take care.